Hope everyone's doing well. My name is EQ. Welcome to another episode of Stonkaholics. So today we're going to be going over Coti. Shout out to Adventure. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. You the man. If you want to get in on these, join our Discord group. It's free right now, so pop in while you can. So right now Coti is ranked 194th. We're sitting at 20 cents, almost 21 cents, a market cap of 139.4 million, a circulating supply of 669 million, and a total supply and max supply of 2 billion tokens. You can see we're only 33% of the way of the circulating supply. It is a finite token. It stands for currency of the internet. Their main selling point is that you're able to create stable coins. Let's say you're a business for Stonkaholics, I want to create a stable coin, and we can run transactions on Stonkaholics coin instead of US dollar, for example, so we can maintain the integrity and the privacy of our financials. So you can see the ultimate power grid of payments, the era of everything digital, currencies remain outdated, it's cheaper to pay in cash and use banks, PayPal, Alipay, things like that. Coti is the first enterprise-grade fintech platform that allows and empowers organizations to build their own payment solution and digitize any currency to save time and money. See, they've been on investing, Yahoo, Forbes, NASDAQ, all that fun stuff. So instability, complexity, and lack of scalability keeps blockchain from the masses, and there's a strong need for a robust payment system that is as seamless and scalable as traditional payments. So Coti provides the 7 necessary elements for a perfect payment infrastructure: scalability, simplicity, buyer-seller protection, cost effectiveness, price stability, instantaneity, try to say that 5 times over, and security. All of the core of Coti's infrastructure lies in the trust chain. It's a proprietary consensus algorithm based on machine learning. So the trust chain is able to process over 100,000 transactions a second, and it's the most suitable infrastructure for payments due to its scalability and low transaction costs. So it's seamless and easy for companies to add Coti to their systems. So you have Coti Pay, you have white label payment networks, stable coins, which is what you're going to be creating if you're on Coti. You have loyalty networks, you have the remittance technology, and a little overview of their team and some of their advisors and investors. Big one, Cardano, probably an advisor. Black Edge is going to be the investor. So a major thing to keep in mind with Coti is that it's going to be competing with some of the big boys like any of the new Bitcoin forks or Ethereum, or even with the banks like PayPal and everything like that. They're going to be in a highly competitive market. So we're going to go through what McCall Bossia wants to say about it, because this guy is not very happy about his Coti experience, I guess, because this is a pretty negative review. But we're going to take out of it what we can, the rest we'll take it like salt. He makes some good points about the ERC20 token, because there was no actual mainnet release at the point of this, but there is now, so they've built on that. Their core team was 19 core members and 14 advisors. They didn't have blockchain experience, but they do have some experience in their team now. The competitive environment, you can see Coti has to compete with traditional banks, internet banking, credit card companies, PayPal, Apple Pay, Bitcoin, all the new quality blockchain projects like Cardano, MakerDAO, which we're going to go over on another video. And Coti has to be compliant and licensed in every jurisdiction it wants to serve, which is going to add complexity and risk to the overall project. They're talking about how the white paper is pretty superficial because it doesn't present any specifics about implementation. Yeah, they don't have necessarily a roadmap, but they do at least have a layout of the entire network and how it would be functioning. So sorry, McCall, I know you want to hate on it a lot, but it's not as bad as you say it is. They've done a lot of changes since whenever you made this, which was in 2018. So that's a good thing too. They're consistently innovating and doing. That's what you want to look for from some of these older projects, as long as they're consistent with these upgrades and stuff like that, like a ZIL, for example, or a VET. They've been around since the last bull run, but because they've consistently been upgrading and updating, they can still function in this bull cycle. It's not like they're outdated like a Monero or something like that, even though people are moving their money to Monero now because of privacy and blah blah blah. But unless you're a drug dealer, you're really not using Monero. I've got a fun little chart here with Coti. Let's do some TA. Bam. So we got a couple major lines here drawn out. You can see I added a pennant on this current move. We're getting towards the end of this pennant, so we can break either way. And you can see I have my major resistance of the pennant and the major support of the pennant, depending on which direction price wants to break. If we hold a support, I can see price getting to the 27 before we hit a major resistance. Or if vice versa, if we go down, we can see it hit down to 11 cents or potentially 9 cents. Now we could also see it hit a resistance at 22 and break all the way back down, or we can see it come down, hit a support, break all the way back up. That's the fun part about a pennant, is that you don't exactly know what's going to be happening. It's going to break either way. But if you take the center of the pennant, price is sitting under it currently. We're sitting at a resistance of the pennant, so it could be going back down. I marked this line, I left it separated so you can see the difference between this area and here. But this line is also a major point because you can see there was a support hold here and some resistance and a support before an impulse. So this line altogether across to this resistance is going to be a major SR point. And this next line around 27 cents will be the following major resistance going upwards to potentially test the all-time highs. This was a point where it reached an all-time high and then reached its second all-time high peak before coming back down. More of like a triple top if you're looking from a 1, 2, and 3 perspective. I was about to point at the screen, whatever. So from where price currently is, if we go up and test all-time high, we're looking at 185% move. If for whatever reason price wants to break down to 11 cents and we buy in at that point, just for shits and giggles, we're moving up to a 306% move just to test all-time high. Now, do I think Coti can be a top 10 project? Not so much. Can I see it go into the top 50? Yeah, sure. Can it go top 25? Maybe, if their marketing team pushes good enough. Who really knows? But at that point, let's say we want to get to a $2 billion market cap to hit around 50. That's usually a number we like to guess for these lower altcoins just to see where we're going. You're talking about a 1.4 billion just to get to $2. Now 2.8 is going to be $4, so you're looking around the $3 range, a little bit higher than that. So there's still a lot of room for growth. You have over a 10 times potential for a move. If you stay in this long term, that's only getting to a $2 billion market cap, which is relatively low. But there are a lot of weird factors going to Coti, like they don't technically have their own stable coin. So I don't necessarily know exactly how they're doing their burns and stuff when they're running transactions, because it's a finite token, so it's deflationary, and they can't just continue to keep burning the coins if they have burns in place. Or they just don't have burns, but you have to if you're running these transactions and stuff like that, and you have all the other gas fees. So unless they're just using everyone else's coins to burn, there needs to be somewhere where they're putting a burn stash in their own stable. So I'm looking at this from the case of like a Luna, for example, where Luna needs to have US Terra for it to be able to burn and mint and do those kinds of things. I'm under the assumption that Coti would need something similar, unless there's something that they're doing with the stablecoins that people are introducing themselves, but that wouldn't really work that way. So there are a couple questions, but I do think that it can make a nice little move if the marketing team can get behind it. Supposedly they got a marketing pro, so we'll see. But that's going to about wrap up this video. If you haven't had a chance to follow us or like the video or subscribe, do that now. If you want to know, if you want to have a say in what the next videos are that I'm posting, join our Discord group. Join our family. We're running hot right now. We got over 200 members, and that number is growing every day. So jump in and see what the hype is all about, and we'll catch you on the next one.